Hey guys, Bolt here. So, we are here for the last part of the Dragon Ball Z reimaginings for the Buu Saga. This is hopefully going to be a very quick one because I quickly wrote very quick summaries of episode by episode, and I kind of have a lot of what I wanted this saga to kind of be. So another thing I wanted to say is, while this is a reimagining, it only sharpened points of the greater Dragon Ball Z story. I still had a lot of the things that happened in the series to happen. I just wanted them to be put in a different light, in a different mood, make certain people have different characteristics, strengthen their bonds. And the biggest thing was making sure that there was a little bit better storytelling here. Because a lot of Dragon Ball Z, to a lot of outsiders and a lot of people that didn't get it as a kid, kind of just see it as a screaming fest with a bunch of punches and beam struggles. Which is, it can be radical, but it doesn't show the point of the whole show, which was the adventure. And just like One Piece, there's no heart in this. There is just kind of like, we're following these characters that we do like and like who they are, but there is no, like I said in a lot of the other ones, they don't have a concept of death in this show. When we lose someone, they may want to stay back, but like Goku, he wanted to stay back, but he got revived by Buu Saga, so it was solved. And sadly, I couldn't get around that because we're getting to GT and Super for the next 2 weeks, so I have to still bring him back to make those stories that those are. But anyways, let's get into this because it is 5 in the morning and I do have work. So anyways, let's get into this. I did actually name the episodes this time around. And just a quick summary, Goku is at least high school level. We've killed off Launch/Lunch, and we've also killed off Chatsu permanently via other reasons, and to kind of like, hey, no one can just be brought back unless there is like a massive power. Anyways, let's get into this. Episode 1 is reunion with the Z Fighters. This is mostly a catch it back up after, I think it has been 7 years, if I can recall. Basically, Gohan is about to go to high school. In public, Goten has been born. I think he is 7 because Trunks is 8, I believe. I wanted Ox King, the father of Chi-Chi, to retire from the Fire Kingdom, and Android number 8, the Protector, to take over that position. That way, one of Goku's family can rest for the remaining years of their life. Krillin and 18 are married. Marin is born. Roshi, he has trained himself, kind of like Dragon Ball Super, on the path to TOP. He trained himself to get over his obsession with women. I made it to where after Goku's death, he has trained himself to be a better master and a better person. So he's no longer a hermit. He's no longer obsessed with women. He is a guy that's trying to be the wisdom of the team. And this is kind of how I wanted it to end. Start with him, because there is a send-off for him in Super. So sadly, I have to say that now, but Super, we're going to have him die properly. Tien, he is the head of the martial arts academy we do see in Super. This is why Chatsu died, is because he believed he was holding Tien back, and through his I don't want to be revived, this made Tien push forward with his dreams and now 7 years later he has his own academy. He's a master. Yamcha has become a pro baseball player. He is with Maron, which is that like Bulma looking girl we see with Krillin during one of the movies. But I made it to where it's just known as Yuki. I wanted to make this girl just look like Bulma, kind of give him his kind of a consolation prize for losing Bulma to Vegeta. And also it's just, this man is just a normal man who's just happened to... I didn't want him to be a sleazeball by this time. It's like he's suffered enough. Let's give him his happy ending, give him a career, give him his out, and give him a proper female that isn't an alien. I love that Dragon Ball superhero relationship between him and the Crystal person, but sadly that will never happen in his lifetime, so I wanted to give him a proper female here. And that's about it. Moving on to episode 2, we have Golden Fighter. This is literally Gohan going to high school, the Orange High School in Hercule City. Hercule did take the credit for Cell that hid the Z Fighters. Here he meets Videl and Co., like Thrasher and Reza. And Videl does get suspicious because of their clothing similar. He does like turn Super Saiyan to stop a bank robbery, and that makes him the Golden Fighter. And Videl is onto him at the end of the episode. And really this is kind of just showing Gohan's new life that he's going to run. Like, he's still going to fight for the greater good, but he's also got to live his scholar life. You know, that mixture that I had him have Trunks tell him. So, like, at the end of BoJack, I had Trunks go back to the future, but make sure Gohan knows, hey, you can be a fighter and protector of Earth like your dad was, but make sure you also pursue what you want to do and become a great researcher / professor. And this is kind of why I wanted the high school saga to be a very big point of him. Is it's just, not only is he around peers and like getting out in the world, unlike his father did, will have a more stronger part that his father did. His father like met small amounts of people. Here he has peers and stuff to be around. But it's also like, hey, he wants to learn more and have a career. Let's give him that and like strengthen why. Episode 3 is Defender of Justice. He goes to Bulma, which is anti-Bulma, because the sibling bond of Goku and Bulma. We do get to see a Saiyan Man like suit. Like, we see the like black like covers. We see like the green gi and like the white gloves and all that. No capes. I'll give Bulma an Edna line about like Gohan wants a cape, but Bulma will give him one. And because he is the golden, I want him to not become the Great Saiyan Man. I want him to be continued as the Golden Fighter and just have Bulma make a helmet that protects his face, but allows his hair to still show the Super Saiyan spikes. And then this will give him like showing off, becoming a great figure for Hercule City. Episode 4 is Flight School. At the very beginning of the episode, her and Gohan did their little bout in episode 3, but she catches the wound. They start doing flight lessons. We see Goten and Trunks become Super Saiyans. Understand that these two have some of the highest potential in the series. Videl kind of like jumps into it, starts to understand how different Gohan's teaching has been to hers, where hers is kind of very basic martial arts, or his is kind of the secrets and myths of the martial arts world. She's heard about it because the Turtle School and the Krang School are still well-known like legends, but like it's been years since either of those schools have been a part of major events. So things like beam clashes and the light shows that they used to have aren't that well known, and they're just legends of the past. And they're kind of like the Bigfoot of their universe. Like, oh, people don't shoot beams out of their hands. And I wanted it to end with the World Tournament and Goku returning for the one day. Episode 5 is Future of the Youth. This is literally just speed running the youth rounds, because Goten and Trunks should not be taking more than one episode to go through the entire tournament, fight each other, and then Trunks beating Hercule and winning the tournament. Episode 6, Brutal Beatdown is what I called it, is a run through the Krillin and the plus size fella, Piccolo and the Supreme Kai, and then we get to Videl and Spokovich, which is the remainder of the episode. And then I wanted to quickly run through the Gohan and Kibito stuff, understand what's happening with that, and then him getting his energy sucked, and at the very end they're speeding off to Babidi's ship. We kind of get the rundown of the information by Kibito and Supreme Kai about the backstory of Buu, what we're trying to stop. We get there, Deborah freezes Piccolo and Krillin. They fight. They go into the ship, fight Pew Pew, fight Yakon, and then we have Deborah stepping out at the end of the episode. That one was known as the episode 7 was known as the Wizard's Domain. Here we are with episode 8, which is the Wizard's Game. Gohan and Deborah. I wanted to make this a lot stronger of a battle where Gohan has not lacked on his training. It's just Deborah is that strong. This is a being from another dimension that reigns supreme there. So it's not because Gohan was lazy that he lacked in the fight. It's just because Deborah was strong in this universe. And then I wanted Majin Vegeta to be like the tease of the end, and kind of them do the whole talk through, and him wanting to fight Goku is the whole thing, kind of showing where we're going with this. Episode 8 is, well, hold on. That was episode 8. Episode 9 is the Rise of Buu, which is literally just the Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Vegeta fight. Alongside, we flash between the Rise of Buu, and the only reason Goku and Vegeta stop is because Gohan being blasted away, which scares Goku into completely stopping the fight. But Vegeta notices what's happening, drops Goku, runs to the fight. Which we go into episode 10, which is Final Atonement. We know why this is called this. We do get to see like the flashes of the tournament, of like the speed run of like 18 Mighty Mask, Hercule, and the other two competitors. I forgot their names. The blonde fella and the guy with like the tank top and I think it's a yarmulke. But we run through the remainder of the tournament as we see the fight between Vegeta and Buu. I'll mention it again when we get to it, but if you remember in the original series, Videl has a feeling that Gohan isn't dead. I wanted this to be similar to like all the other people, because Chi-Chi always has a looming feeling that something's going to go wrong when Goku and Gohan are gone too long. So I wanted Bulma to show off that she has that kind of tether to Vegeta, that when he's deciding to use Final Atonement, when it's all done and said, Bulma feels that like that unlatched like soul, like let's call them every Videl and Gohan, Chi-Chi and Goku, Bulma and Vegeta are like soulmates. So when that soulmate dies or something is wrong with them, you have that emotional like, hey, something's going wrong. And when Vegeta dies, it's like a snap, and then she just feels like something has just left the world, and she's like, she feels an overwhelming sadness, doesn't know why, but she has a feeling it has to go with Vegeta. But we see Buu has survived at the end of it, making Vegeta's sacrifice a martyr. Episode 11 will be Boo's Fury, which is literally all the Z fighters having to hide out at Kami's, trying to like get everything together to figure out a plan. Buu and Babidi are going from town to town trying to figure where these people are that they were fighting. They find West City. They gotta go get the Dragon Radar, and we start into the whole chat with Super Saiyan 3, ending on Goku about to charge into from Super Saiyan 2 to 3. And going to episode 12 is Going Further Beyond. This is showing Goku's transformation to Super Saiyan 3. It is a little bit longer, but I will say we just see like the effects, like the clouds moving, the glass breaking, the earthquakes, and then we quickly run into just longer hair, the grade 8 like spinning into baby Goku, and then Super Saiyan 3. So it's kind of like showing how strong and how overwhelming his power is. And then we get to the Buu and Goku fight. He kind of notices that Buu he's not just a puppet for Babidi, and he sees like that he can copy everything. So he wants Buu to be on the side of good, so he wants to untether him from Babidi. So he says, hey, we can try to get you on your own path. You just got to get rid of the person that keeps calling himself your master. And you have not said anything about him being your master. You just listened to him just because he said so. Which, whole reason why we don't get Babidi after that episode, after he gets killed. We get the Dragon Balls, but because of this, mood change, Buu spares West City, but he still wants candy, so he's gonna attack them one by one whenever he feels hungry for candy. He's like any other person; like he has a huge appetite, but yet he still takes breaks between eating people. So this gives them more time to figure stuff out. But at the very end, he teaches the fusion and has to leave to the other world, which we are teased that Gohan survived. Episode 13 is Gotenks. We see Fel A, Fel B, the thin, the older, and the plus sized. He fights Buu in the base form. He learns about Super Gotenks. We see a little fight there too, but Buu is such an overwhelming force that he can't do anything to him. And we do get to see the Gohan like getting found by Supreme Kai and Kibito, getting brought back to the planet of the Kais, getting the Z sword, getting trained with it, and then Goku finding them, then breaking the sword, and then Elder Kai is shown. And we get the little deal break, and we get him getting into the dance. Let's see, episode 14, the Earth's hero Hercule. This is basically just Hercule becoming friends with Buu, then finding the dog. Thanks to the death of the dog and the injury of Hercule, Buu separates into evil and good. They fight. Evil Buu wins, becomes Super Buu, and that's the end of that one. Episode 15 is Super Buu versus Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. So basically we have the whole, let's train as fast as we can in the hyperbolic time chamber. They do the fight. Buu gets out, eats all the Z fighters. We see like Gohan like dozing in and out at the very end. And I wanted to title this one Power Awakening, showing Super Buu Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and the remainder of the ritual. Episode 16 would be Last Hope, which is literally as they're losing hope with Gotenks and Buu. Everyone's gone. Gohan shows up. They start fighting. And for the most part, he is winning. He's not getting overconfident. He's trying to win this quickly, but Buu seizes a moment and takes Piccolo and Gotenks and becomes Buu Tanks. And a lot of people still, like, I don't understand why people think Gohan should still be stronger than Buu Tanks here. I believe that he should have a higher power level than Ultimate Gohan. So I believe just because now that he's got this absorbed form, he's now being able to beat down Gohan, this making Goku, like, what else can we do? Elder Kai sacrificing himself to bring back Goku. And Goku comes to try to, like, hey, we can fuse quickly, let's get this done. But Buu is too, like, clever, and as soon as he sees that there's a moment, he gets Gohan and becomes Buuhan. And this is when he starts, like, flashing between Dende, Hercule, anyone else that he can sense near him to try to fuse with him. And they sense a large amount of power coming towards them. And this goes into episode 17, Surprising Savior. This is literally just Vegeta showing up. Goku and Vegeta fight together. And then at the end, Vegeta crumbles and says, it's like he feels betrayed that, they went at full force thinking it was a even fight, them doing the best they can, but Goku's pulled his punches. He feels that he was basically giving him petty punches, and he feels that it is very unprideful to do so. So Goku says, he's like, hey, shut up, we can still do another fight, but you need to be able to stop this right now and help me beat this guy. And they go into Vegito. We see the silhouette teasing him. Episode 18 is Vegito as the title, and it's basically that whole fight, him getting eaten, getting inside Buu, and they separate and start planning on what to do. Episode 19 is Majin Madness. This is the whole fight in Buu's body, getting all the people out, including Good Buu, which makes him turn into Supreme Buu and then Kid Buu. Episode 20 is literally Trump Card Recovery. This is literally just, alright, Vegeta giving him the time to be, Goku fights him, and he says, hey, I need to give some time to become Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta does what he can so Goku can gather power. Super Saiyan 3 does pretty well, and Vegeta kind of like starts like inner monologuing and like saying Goku is the best, and gives his inner thoughts on how he actually feels about Goku. Seeing him has just that one a friend that pushes him to be better, and he sees why he has such a positive impact on everyone else, and sees why he shows only in anger, rage, and ego and all that, and that's what's holding him up, is just he's not using the support of others to build himself up, and he's not fighting for others. Like, the only time he got close to beating Buu was when he started fighting for others. So I believe that this is kind of like the ending. We speed run quickly into the Spirit Bomb, ending with the aftermath. Episode 21, A Peace at Long Last. So Namek was used they did the... I would say they would bring back the Earth, bring back Vegeta and Piccolo, and then for the 2 Earth wishes, bring everyone who's been killed by Buu back, and then the second wish being used to give Goku strength. This means, hey, the Namekian Dragon Balls can't just randomly... Well, I forgot if it was the Earth ones or the Namekian ones, but whatever wish it was, if it was the Earth Dragon Balls, wishing for everyone back is understandable, but you can't bring Vegeta back because he's been wished back once before. And you can't use the Namekian Dragon Balls because you're asking them to wish upon everyone else to be brought back. So this kind of like gives out better wishes. Before we get into the remainder, I wanted to say Puar and Oolong, the pig and the cat, that were like, they can morph into any other person. It's kind of like their magic. I want them to be left in the, basically a lot of characters from OG Dragon Ball or that were left behind that don't have like proper careers set up for themselves. I wanted them to be left behind, so they're that this is the last time they wanted to live in paradise, not fear of like the death that keeps showing up. They wanted to live without fear, and also it's just they feel like coming back so often shouldn't be something that should be taken lightly, so they reject it. So a lot of people, like Nam, Puar, Oolong, trying to think. I would say Dr. Briefs and Mrs. Briefs would also be rejective of getting revived, giving Bulma sole ownership of Capsule Corp and making her the main brain of Capsule Corp. Basically, it's just this big moment saying we can finally let go of these other characters, stop them, letting them fester in the background, being them the butts of the joke or something. No, it's just, hey, we did our part back then. Now that there's been a major threat taken down, we want to stay in something that we know, unless it is something that is like Kid Buu where it can go from realm to realm. We want to stay in our own little heaven. And basically this is kind of just the ending of just everyone starting to get back to normal. Goku's alive, Vegeta's alive. They start like building actual lives together. Gohan goes back. I would actually say let's see the actual like relationship building up of her and Gohan, where they actually start dating, and Videl actually comes up and like actually says comes out with her actual emotions, because all we seen was her crying at Gohan in the actual series, and then we just get through the movies them kissing and stuff. We never actually get to see them going on dates or profess their love or anything. I'd like to actually see them actually pronounce that and start building up who they are together. Time skip, we see Pan. Episode 22, Until We Meet Again. We have the whole another tournament coming up. We see everyone age up. We see Goku like training Pan and trying to get Goten into the game again. And then we get into the World Tournament. We get Oob, which I actually changed his origin a little bit. I added it to it. Is that he is from the village of Nam, but he's actually the grandson of Nam. This gives like him a legacy, that someone that was so selfless and wanting to support his family and other people, they wanted him to be revived in that village to give them another protector. Um, his mother that we hear about is the daughter of Nam, and I wanted him to go on, start training him, and instead of just saying, "All right, I won't see you for a while," it's just I'm wanting to like they still finish the thing. I'll say they don't run off. I say the tournament goes through. Him and Vegeta do a proper fight in a very earthly style. They don't go Super Saiyan or anything. They stay in base. I'd say Vegeta actually wins over here just because Vegeta has a more like I'm trying to remember what it was like. Goku is like mostly a technique kind of person, where Vegeta is like a stronghold. So I would suggest that just because his endurance is a little bit better and had like more severe training early on, he would probably beat Goku in his base form by this time skip. And also Goku's a very mellow person in lifestyle, so Vegeta hassling himself to train over and over again, I believe he would be able to beat Goku in base form here. Giving him an actual win over Goku. And then I'd say we'd still see the scene of Goku and Oob flying off, but I would say this has also got Pan in it to show Goku becoming the new master of the next generation, and ready to train the next Turtle School candidates. And I wanted us to kind of like speed through and kind of where like we see everyone age up a little bit. And at the very end, I wanted to show like a shadow form of Goku and Vegeta. And the narrator comes over and says that this is their last day as like their bodies are starting to age. They're starting to become old men. After today, they will not be able to fight like they were in the past. So this is their last chance to go at each other at full strength, and they go into space far away from Earth, and they do an all-out brawl, and even from Earth, there's a giant, like, beam struggle that goes off, and this ends up killing Goku and Vegeta, but because of their power being so great, this energy is seen from all around, and it's left there for hundreds of years for us to see. And it's kind of just these two great warriors that are defenders of all existence, or at least Earth anyways. I mean, they did some Earth hopping here and there. But I believe it's just this is a good send-off. Is these two, they've lived a great life after Buu. They get their whole happy ending. One becomes a trainer. One gets to become like see his pride and joys. Bola is born, of course, and they get to live their lives. And then on the last day that they can, they go all out and give themselves a well end for warriors. And this gives the universe a landmark to see what they achieved in their lifetimes. A thing that I didn't put in that I keep forgetting to where I was going to put it originally, but I wanted to tease Xenoverse kind of implements here, where Towa and Mira would intervene with certain events, and I wanted them to intervene with Bardock. I wanted them to pause Bardock getting shot down by the Death Ball, and I wanted them to grab Bardock out of the way. Basically they were disrupting a lot of events that were major, and it would build up to where there's cracks in this timeline so they can start spanning out. And this is how GT and Super exist, is that, yes, Goku and Vegeta in this timeline would eventually become this great landmark in the universe, but because of the disruption of the timeline, in one we see Beerus wakes up early on enough to witness Goku and Vegeta, and in another, the Dragon Balls start, like the actual rest of the universe starts like sending signals all over the place, setting up GT. So basically it's just, yes, let's give everyone that no longer can fight in the major battles that ain't Yamcha and Tien. I still want them to be in their professions by the end of Z. But I wanted everyone to retire as such and not become jokes later in Super and GT. I wanted them to have a good farewell. And then I wanted everyone to have proper, well-round story arcs here. Anyways, I'll see you guys next week for Super. I have some nice little tweaks for that story. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.